Alrighty guys, I don't know if you were able to figure out what we're doing today, but today's episode, we are fly fishing. You know, you probably already tell by the previous clips, but we're going out fly fishing for the first time. You know, this has been something I've been dreaming about for pretty much my whole life. Pretty much the very second that I realized, oh, fly fishing is pretty cool. My dad always talked about going fly fishing out west, and I immediately wanted to do the same thing. So today, this is the very first time we're out, and hopefully you figure out something. It's very similar, I'm assuming, to Pennsylvania, where I grew up from. You know, how you read the water and stuff. I mean, it's the same fish. We're targeting pretty much rainbow and brown trout for today. That's what's in this river. I believe this is the Shoshone River, right outside Cody, Wyoming. But you know, just for you guys' sake, I'm not the best fly fisherman ever. I don't have very much stuff with me. This is, you know, fishing out west is new for me. Fly fishing, I'm not the greatest. I fly fished before, but we're gonna go ahead and figure it out together. We're gonna learn something. Hopefully I catch something on film. You know, I don't know. Well, we're gonna give it a shot. So if you guys want, stay tuned for this episode of Antlered Pursuit. We're fly fishing in Wyoming for the first time. Should be a blast, and maybe we'll get a nice 12-incher, and that'll be pretty cool. That'll be pretty exciting. So enjoy, my friends. Now for this episode, we're not going to go too in-depth with what my equipment is. If you guys want to see a different episode on that, let me know down in the description. You know, I just know that this rod's fantastic, so we're going to go ahead and put it to use today. I can go through all of the different stuff that I'm using, and maybe in a later episode, but we're just going to go ahead and go through and get set up. And currently we're in a canyon right now. This is, I'm not even sure what canyon this is. It's an extremely large canyon. It travels from pretty much Cody. It's like on and off from Cody to all the way towards Yellowstone. So it's a very large canyon. It's maybe a mile across from hill to hill. It's pretty big. You could check it out sometime when you're here. You know, so the wind here is extremely fast. That's the one thing that's kind of frustrating. When you're fly fishing, you have to deal with a lot of wind. It's not necessarily the best thing, but you know, just as you're doing anything else in the environment, you gotta deal with whatever circumstances come your way. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna figure it out together. We're gonna, hopefully the audio is not too bad for you. Now if it is, you know, I'll try to think of something, but we're gonna go ahead and give this a shot. Now there's a few things that are kind of unfortunate about today. You know, first thing being, we don't have a lot of time. I only have about an hour of fishing because I have to get back to class. The second thing is I don't have extra tippet. You know, I don't have an extra main line, so we're gonna have to go back to the store eventually and get some more if we're gonna, you know, continually tie different flies on. But for right now, this is what's gonna do. I mean, we only have a fly rod and some line and maybe a fly for today. Let's see what we can do. We don't have very many flies today, and we have only 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 flies to choose from. We have a bobber. We have grasshoppers, and we have little nips, beadhead nips, and we have dry flies and such like that. So here's a little beadhead we're going to use. I'll show you a picture of it in a couple seconds here of what it looks like. It's something special. I just heard it's very popular in this area. So, here's the little strike indicator that we're going to use. It's a little bobber. I don't know how well this is going to work out, but we'll figure it out. Well, here goes nothing, right? First crappie cast. Oh man, this is gonna be brutal. I really don't know how well this is gonna work for us today, boys. And it's floating decent. It's nice and slow, floating slow, which is kind of like what I like. This is nice. It slows down pretty. We're not really fishing with a lot of line today, guys. This is. Oh, I just had a strike. I literally just had a fish. Holy crap! Wow. I had a fish chase that. I had a trout or something chase that. Got one. Look at that, look at that. Fish on. Look at that. That's awesome. Look at that. First rainbow of the year. There he goes. Look how cool that was. Guys, that was so cool. That was on the little nymph. I honestly, coming out here, I did not expect us to catch any fish. Well, I'll tell you, that was one heck of a little trip. And all I was doing, I was fishing this rock right here. You know, it's a big eddy, big drop off. And the chances are, I sort of figured there was a trout chilling right there. There's only about 10, 12 inches, 10, 11 inches. But up on about 30 yards from me up there was one that was about the same size. It just missed it. It was another rainbow, I'm assuming. Now, this is what's funny, guys. For how deep this water actually is, I only have about this much. I only have about 2.5 feet of line to work with for my tippet. And I cannot believe I was able to catch a fish on this. I mean, this beginning section is so tangled up, so thick, but it slopes down to maybe, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 pound test. But the fact that I only have about 2 feet to work with, and this water is about 4 to 6 feet, you know, this is probably only going down about a foot with all the line that I have right now and how fast this water is. So that tells me that this trout was actually looking up. Chances are he was looking up. And, you know, because this thing wasn't going very deep. So that's something to keep in mind. You know, how far is your lure actually going down in comparison to how deep the actual water is. All right, let's see if we can go ahead and catch that trout that we missed before. That just missed the bait. We didn't actually miss it, it just missed the strike. We're gonna see if he's in here again. She was right about there when she striked the first time. And especially to let that thing finish its drift too. We're going to let this thing finish its drift because there might be a trout underneath that rock right there. Let it finish, let it finish, let it finish. I do wish we were able to fish on the other side. It has a bigger pocket. And I bet you there's more trout over there. There's one right there. Boom. Oh, that's a nice fish. Look at that jump. Look at that jump, boys. Look at that jump. Look at that jump. Fish on. Wow. Second fish, second fish. Look at that trout. Just barely. That thing is awesome. Quite honestly, I did not expect to catch any of these fish. And this is way far to exceed my expectations. I am not prepared for fishing this water. Not prepared. And I don't even have the right equipment other than a good rod and basically a good setup. I don't have very much. I don't have good tippet. This isn't in a good depth right now. I don't know why on earth I'm catching the fish I am. This is what I'm talking about. Right here, it could produce something for us. Right here. This might be what we need right here. This is a good little spot. There's one. Big 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 trout. Big trout. Big trout. Big trout. Oh yeah. I freaking called it. It's a nice brown. Big trout, boys. Look at that. It's rainbow. It's a rainbow. There you go. Awesome release, awesome release. I freaking called it. I knew there was gonna be one right there. I knew it. This little beadhead nymph. That's so freaking sweet. Well guys, I think that's all we have for today. You know, I'm gonna be straightforward with you. I did not expect to catch the fish that I did. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. We only had about an hour to fish. And you know, I'm very happy with what I did so far. And we only fished for about 30 minutes. I caught 3, so 1 every 10 minutes. That's a pretty good day. First river and fishing in Wyoming. 30 minutes, caught 3 trout. And I did not have the correct, you know, we do have a good setup. I know a good fly rod, good flies. But as far as my leader material and my tippet, to my bobber, to my strike indicator, it's only about 2 feet. And with fast moving water like this, my nymph is only probably going down about 6 to 12 inches in depth, which, you know, I'm kind of surprised the fish are that high or looking up that high to catch those things. But you know, it was just phenomenal of a day. I did not expect to catch what I did today. But if you guys did like this episode and do want to see more fly fishing videos, or you know, more exploring the water, testing different flies and whatnot like that, maybe fly challenges, fly fishing challenges, etc., different rivers, different, you know, we have a whole bunch of kind of stuff. Maybe pond fishing up in the middle of Yellowstone mountains, we have a bunch of opportunities for that as well. If you want to see some stuff like that and see my other videos, I have a whole list of playlists you can check out, as well as hunting, fishing, stuff like that. If you do want to see more, subscribe, put that bell on, and do what you need to do to stay informed of my next video coming out on Antlered Pursuit TV. This is Wyatt, signing off, and I'll see you guys next time.